Well, Travis, we're a mess without Mercedes. We are a mess. I hit record. We're recording. Does that mean we're recording? Right? Okay, we're recording.
We'll do
People,
the
we
tape.
are a mess. It's Travis and Tracy here on
Kickin'
It.
It.
Travis, it is 9:15. We should have started this 15 minutes ago. We are a mess.
Reset. Okay, so this is where we discuss our favorite stories of the week. We love to talk about the fun stuff during the week.
Travis, why do you look like we're in some sort of counseling session? It's like,
Why do I not hear
well,
you?
you don't hear me.
No.
What? I hear me. Do you hear me? Are you plugged in all the way? Oh, God. Travis, we're going to get kicked out.
Okay, I don't
this.
think I was plugged in all the way. Okay, we're back. We need to. Okay,
You were
here
like,
we go.
and then this was you earlier. This is where we talk about the stories of the week that we like.
Because I couldn't hear you or myself, so I was concerned.
You look like you're having a hard time.
Okay, so I have to be Mercedes today because she isn't here. She is visiting family. She has a new baby niece.
She's super cute. This kid is so
Baby
cute. The
and-
blue eyes are adorable. And she got a little girl in the family.
No, she's so precious.
So cute.
And they have a lot of girls in their family.
It's all girls.
A lot of women.
And Bob.
And
And good old Bob.
Daddy Bob. Okay, so here's our first story. So Ted Drews.
You are not messing around today. There's nothing. You're like, let's get this over with.
I don't know about you, but I got somewhere to be. I got a story to do.
Do you really?
People to see.
It's supposed to be. Mercedes always sets a timer too. Okay, I think I'll. What is the timer set for? Do you know?
Typically 20 minutes.
Is it 20 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think we're at 17 right now.
Yeah. I gotta set. Yeah, I'll set one for 17 minutes.
You see what happens
Oh,
when
you know what? I
Mercedes-
think she does a stopwatch. So there you go. I'll do the stopwatch. So that way it doesn't have an alarm.
Okay, so we're already at the 17th minute.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna just. That's too tricky for me. I'm gonna do. Yes, there we go. It'll set a timer. It's like,
Okay.
ding, ding, ding when we're done. You know.
All right. Story 1.
Okay.
Ted Drews was featured on Andy Cohen's show Watch What Happens Live for National Ice Cream Day.
So, I love St. Louis. I do. I've lived here for 7 years. I've never watched that show.
Well,
I've
you
never
don't
watched
watch
it. Have you
any
watched
show.
that?
I do watch
What
it.
is it
because
on?
It comes on Bravo.
Oh, of course.
After
I
Housewives.
should have gone. I
typically.
should have known that.
Yes, I'll typically tune into it after Housewives. But it's really cool because Andy reps St. Louis a lot. I mean, his whole set on Watch What Happens Live has a bunch of bobbleheads and baseballs. And
Where is that taped? LA?
yes, I believe it is in California. So I got to meet him.
Oh, I remember.
Because
You've been on the celebrity train lately.
I
You've been
have.
on the celebrity train.
He got an honorary doctorate from WashU. And that was really cool
What was
to
the
meet him.
do you know what his
and
honorary?
watch.
Do you just get an honorary doctorate?
just
We
get
don't know.
one.
You just get one. That's
For
not
being
nice.
you. But he grew up in Clayton. And he
Clinton. How nice.
built a franchise. I mean, there are.
I'd love
Several
to
of
see a
those
Real
shows.
Housewives of St. Louis.
So I asked him that question. So I was able to get a quick question with him on Vertical. And I said, Andy, if you had a St. Louis franchise, what would the women be holding? Andy, if you had a St. Louis franchise, what would the women of the show be holding?
Oh, that's a good question. Wow. I mean, part of me thinks they would be holding an Anheuser-Busch product, but Anheuser-Busch would have to pay for that integration. Beer, maybe they would each be holding a Cardinal. We could put like a little animated Cardinal in each of their hands. That's what it would be. They would come up, they would each have a red, beautiful Cardinal in their hand or a beer.
And the clip went viral, of course, because everybody wanted to weigh in. So, you know, most of the people said, what? Toasted ravioli.
Toasted ravioli. What did he say, though? Didn't he say something good, though? I thought he said something that I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
He said, well, perhaps a Anheuser-Busch product. And then he said, no, because they're going to want too many rules and money.
Product
involved.
placement.
Yeah,
I don't
product
think we
placement.
can't have that.
Then he said, maybe a Cardinal. like the cardinal, like the bird cardinal. And then everybody weighed in and was like, no, food.
Food.
How about a box of Chinese rice?
A St. Paul sandwich.
St. Louis. What's going on?
We are big backeries over here.
We are big backers.
You know, when I moved here, I knew that I would fit in because it's like butter cake is a breakfast food. You know, you can get it at
Yes.
breakfast places, Park Avenue Coffee,
Yeah.
Russell's Cafe and Bakery. And I was like, you call this a breakfast item?
Mm-hmm.
I love it here.
We've come very close with the morning bun
And it's like,
across the parking lot.
I love that morning
That morning
That's
bun.
a good morning
It is
bun.
good. It is really good.
I have a problem with the Comet Coffee croissants. I just love their croissants. It's got a good croissant.
And this
dough.
is not an ad for Comet, but it has become one of our favorite places to go.
It certainly
because-
is not, because when I look at my statements, I'm like, oh, Comet Coffee, you ain't
Right.
cheap. You are not cheap.
You should have stake in the ground by now. You should.
I
Yeah.
really should.
Yeah, but at least we get the points. I appreciate a good restaurant with the point system.
I love the points.
Stars.
Because it does make it feel like you're not spending, you get a little kickback every now and then. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
What's our next story?
Okay, so let's move on. I don't think I even finished reading the first one. See what happens when Mercedes is not here. Mercedes, come to work.
You know,
Come to work.
and you know, when the three of us worked together, Mercedes and I thought it was you that were the glue that held us together. But I think for this, it's the opposite.
Yep. For
And it's
Kickin'
just
It.
like, we're just like, well, here we are.
Well,
and,
it's also
Mercedes
because
isn't
Tracy
here.
and I spent a lot of time together. A
A lot of time together.
Obviously with the show, and then, you know, we just, because it's just us on the weekends
Just
now.
us.
So.
It's just us. You and no, that wasn't the song.
Just
the two of us.
We can make it if we try.
Mhm.
Okay, so the next story is about Jimothy the raccoon.
Oh, I've seen Timothy.
So listen to this. This week, Seattle is celebrating a raccoon whose videos went viral and turned into a local legend in just days. Fans named him Jimothy. Wildlife experts believe he's a male raccoon with a congenital spine condition. It compresses his body.
Have you seen Timothy?
I haven't.
You haven't seen Timothy?
Okay, show it to me. We're going to put it up, obviously.
Oh
so you
my
gotta see.
gosh.
But now he's gaining some international attention, from Facebook posts to murals to tattoos. This little guy is making a big online
He's
splash.
so cute, and I just want to make sure he's protected. Okay, NBC South Florida has a little video of him.
Oh, Jimothy.
Isn't he cute?
He almost looks like a
Chupacabra.
wow, those legs.
He does look like some
He
sort
looks
of
like
mythical creature.
I was about to say with AI legs, like a robotic leg.
Totally.
For sure.
And he's so cute to me. I just want to make sure he's safe.
And
Like,
so,
Can we put him in like a really lovely zoo exhibit and so he's taken care of?
but it seems like he's running pretty fast. So does that
yeah,
make
look at him and he goes through, he fits
Oh.
through things. I think he's so cute.
does that make Jimothy like more?
Are you going to say something sad?
No, I'm just
Okay.
gonna ask. But like, he seems to be living just fine.
Yeah.
But are there certain things that he should be more aware of? Like, does it make him more vulnerable?
I don't know. I hope not.
To
He
the
looks
wild.
like he's, and raccoons are, they are out and about,
They are.
so he looks normal.
Yeah.
I just hope that he's taken care of and that he's going to be okay. Because he's
Tracy's
so
like,
cute.
Jimothy, you got to go to your appointments. You got to do your things.
Jimothy, are you taking your multivitamin, Jimothy? Jimothy, Angie Hinson lately has been big on the vitamin. I think it's vitamin D. Oh, I should know that. Vitamin D3 or something like that. She's like, your bones, Tracy. You need to take care of your bones.
You must. I have to take a multivitamin every day.
Yeah, we are supposed to. This is
Yeah.
what things we're supposed to
Yeah.
do.
You got to take your fiber.
We're getting old. Gary's big on the fiber.
You got to take your
Gary's
fiber.
big on the fiber.
Because you don't realize, like, if you don't get enough water intake in a day, if you're not eating your greens. Tracy.
I hate greens. You know what? You don't get cyclospora if you don't eat greens. It's always the salad.
That should have been a story on our list.
It's always the
lettuce.
salad.
The lettuce problem has been letting us have it.
I know.
That's so sad though. But I can find all the alternatives like spinach. I love spinach as an alternative.
Next, what else? What else is an
Okay.
alternative?
You may not eat green vegetables. Do you
I
eat
like
any
broccoli.
other color?
I like
Okay.
broccoli.
Okay. What about carrots?
I do eat carrots. Yeah.
A squash?
I like a squash. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a vegetable.
And I'm not a big bell pepper person, but I like some other peppers, like the yellow peppers that aren't as flavorful. I like that.
Okay.
Because I want my vegetables to take on whatever else the dish is, because I eat them like get it over with quickly, you know?
Yeah. I love veggies. I appreciate them. All right. So our next story is about a 12-year-old who wins a supply of Dr. Pepper. A 12-year-old in Waco, Texas, is stocked up on her favorite soda for a whole year. Kenley Connor is one of 3 winners of the Dr. Pepper Museum's annual giveaway. Her favorite flavor is the limited
Dr. Pepper Museum
edition
I gotta look at this.
creamy coconut. And now she has...
Oh, absolutely. This girl's 12? Okay.
Yes.
I can't say much because she's 12. She's a young lady. She's got a growing mind. I'm sure she's wonderful. But have you had the coconut Dr. Pepper?
I'm not a Dr. Pepper fan. I know. To me, it's one of those things. We talk about this all the time. It's like a drink for seniors.
Seniors? Where do you come up with this stuff? Why do you think Dr. Pepper is a drink for seniors? What on planet Earth is going on? Where do you get this idea? Dr.
I don't
Pepper's
know.
drink for seniors?
You know how, like, we've been
How
talking
many
about.
seniors do you see drinking Dr. Peppers?
I see a lot of seniors.
Where?
Like people in my family, of course. Who, most of them. I just remember it being an older person drinking that drink, and so it's kind of.
You know what? I'm gonna ask my good friend Claude, because Claude. And
I
are
bet you,
BFFs.
Claude. I bet you, Claude drinks a Dr. Pepper. You ask him, what soda
Who?
do you prefer?
You know, Claude is AI, right?
It's
the equivalent of ChatGPT.
I know, Claude, but I'm thinking you're talking about a friend, Claude, because you
It's
also have older friends,
Dr.
Tracy.
Pepper, I do.
And that's why I thought it was Claude. Oh, my goodness.
An older person drink. Okay, we're gonna ask AI. Is Dr. Pepper an older person drink? Here we go. Let's find out. Not really. Dr. Pepper actually skews younger than a lot of people assume.
Interesting.
It's had a strong following among teens and younger adults for years, partly
Wow.
thanks to clever marketing, like tying itself to gaming and pop culture.
Wow. Huh.
Now,
I stand corrected.
what is an old person soda?
What are old people drinking?
I'm gonna
What are
put it off to
seniors?
the
I don't
side.
like to say old
I'm gonna
people. I
go
like to say
with-
seniors.
I'm going to go with ginger ale.
And guess
Like
what?
Canada Dry.
Guess who drinks ginger ale?
You do.
I do.
Bet you do. I bet you do.
So see, I have a senior spirit.
Okay, interesting. There's no official list, but some Tab. I've never think I've heard of Tab. Fresca. No, I do like a Fresca.
I do.
Do you like a Fresca? I like a
I
Fresca.
do.
Diet Right. And then Sprite 7-Up.
Oh, I
RC
love
Cola.
7-Up. So do you have you ever tried Vess soda? That's like the local soda that comes in all the flavors: strawberry, grape, here, orange. I feel like every
no.
town has its own.
Yeah, like the own like
Local brand.
rando soda ones. Yes.
Ours down back
That's a
home in New
Schnuck one,
Orleans
isn't
was
it?
Check. Yeah,
Yeah.
Check. We had
Check.
Check.
You
and it
know.
was great.
Oh my! I mean, I feel like Fitz's is our local one.
Whenever you go back down to New Orleans, I gotta get you a big shot.
And now that scares me because you guys in New Orleans, what the heck is in a big shot?
It's one of our local flavors.
I had like this much of a was
a
it the
local
hurricane?
beverages. Yes.
I had this much of a hurricane, and I was like, they're like, sip slowly, honey, and I was like, okay, and I think I had a quarter.
We're gonna
cup
do
of
our
this
own
thing.
tour.
And I was like, this is a lot, and thank
gonna
goodness,
bring you down.
thank goodness, the server told me to sip slowly, and that I believed him
Yeah.
because that could have ended poorly.
It could have. It could have. But I'm glad you were immersed in our culture. And I got to bring you back down there for a real local tour. How would Travis live life in New Orleans? Yes. I'll
Cool,
do
that sounds like
I
fun.
know.
We did get drinks at the carousel bar. That was fun.
That was
was a good
fun.
time.
That was
a
really
good
fun.
time. Back to this Dr. Pepper situation.
Yes.
You need to I think everybody should try this. Her favorite flavor is the creamy coconut Dr. Pepper. It literally tastes like you spilled your sunscreen inside the Dr. Pepper. Sheila and I
Ew.
tried it. Producer Sheila and I love me some Dr. Pepper. She's like, oh, look, I got the creamy coconut. I was like, great, let's try it. Oh,
Now, see, there was something about like these evolutions of flavors. Like when Coke did the vanilla, I liked it.
Well, obviously.
The
That's-
cherry, not so much.
You don't like a cherry
But then
Coke?
I came back around years later and I loved the cherry Coke.
Hmm.
And so my taste buds kind of evolved a little bit. But some of them are hit or miss. Some of the flavor.
I think the best one is the Dr. Pepper Blackberry. It's really good. I also like the strawberries and cream a lot, but the Dr. Pepper Blackberry is solid.
Do you like the cream soda Barks?
Of course I do.
Okay.
Of course I do. I'm not a monster. Not a monster. Of course I do.
That's a good one. How are we doing on time?
You're like,
Because
we're out of things to talk
Allie
about.
didn't know because Allie didn't give us an extra story. Typically, Mercedes has about 6 or 10 because she's the queen at this.
Yeah,
It
she
becomes her
is. And
job.
she like saves them all, and she really keeps it together.
She does. Lift it up. I
and
do
together.
social media. Tracy appears. and,
You know, I come in 30 minutes early for this,
You
and then
do.
today is my Monday.
and we appreciate you because without you, there would be no Kicking It.
You know what I think though? I think without Mercedes, be no Kicking It.
That's true.
Because we're a mess.
We made it very
We're a
clear
mess.
today. But let's see. What else? What's up been on your mind this week? Because I know you're always thinking about something, pondering something.
Well, the heat broke today. Thank goodness.
Oh, thank goodness.
You know.
It was just absolutely
It was
sweltering.
It was too much. Too much.
Holden and
I don't like
Holden, our reporter Holden, he was laughing because he just joined us on the morning show, and he got an in studio hit today, and I got the in the field hit.
Oh, it was a
And,
nice cool morning though out
Yeah.
there. It
He's
was
like,
nice.
"Ooh, I want to be inside." Then he said, as soon as I left out of my door, I was like, darn it. I shouldn't have requested to be in studio, but
You know, something about our weather though. So my mom actually had cyclospora, that lettuce parasite thing. She actually got it from cilantro, but she claims this was in 2021, I think. She believes that her time in St. Louis, she wore jeans, long pants to the zoo when it was like 106 degrees outside. She thinks the St. Louis heat roasted the parasite out of her.
wow.
Because after her visit and thinking she was going to die at the zoo of heat exhaustion, she was okay.
Well, this is a woman who lives on the West Coast.
She's like, Tracy, it is so hot today. I go, Mama, Mom, what is it? What is it? She goes, it's 89, but I bet it feels like 90.
No, truly. Well, I don't know if I told you, but so I went down to Mississippi last weekend.
Is that
for
worse than here,
a family
humidity
event.
wise?
Oh, yes.
Really? I just don't see how anything could get worse than what we
Absolutely.
dealt with.
It is very like New Orleans adjacent
I'm-
because that's what the humidity here this year reminded me of being back home.
I took a video I meant to post on social media yesterday. Look at how terrible. We'll put it on.
Cute. Real cute Missouri.
Look at how terrible I look.
Were you
This-
doing your yard work?
Just barn chores. And like, it's just humidity.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
just awful.
It's like as soon as you leave out of your house, you immediately want to take a bath.
Oh, it's awful.
You know.
Why would we
And I'm
do
the type of person that likes to shower ahead of an event.
You know, my husband's a psychopath.
Why so?
Why? So we go out in the heat. We're doing barn chores, totally sweaty. I come in. I take like a very like lukewarm, colder shower, like teetering on the colder side of a shower because I've just been so hot
Right.
that all of my body has sweated. He gets in there and it's still steamy, like could burn my skin. What the heck is wrong with him? Who
Gary
would do
said,
that?
I have to cleanse these pores. No, but I feel that because I've had to. I've always loved a hot shower, but now as I'm getting older, like my skin is starting to change.
Travis turned 30 last year.
You know,
And you-
31. Thank you.
Yeah. And you're like, I'm older. As I've gotten older, as I've aged,
Okay, you all will probably
as
agree
I've
with me.
advanced,
Being a 30-year-old now is much different from being a 30-year-old then.
I don't think so, Travis. I think it's literally the
The
same.
body.
You're like,
has
well, now
changed.
that I'm 30, I need to take fiber and get good rest.
I
It's like,
do.
Travis, that's always been something you've needed.
But you know
to
what?
do.
I also think this business has aged me. I don't know about you. You've been doing this a little bit longer than I have. But I do feel like I've added on 10 years of life. Well, one, because of the
I've
shift
always
that we
been an
work.
old lady.
is
I
true.
can't do the morning shift though. I cannot do those hours. I fall apart. I come home. I cry. It's not good.
Well, you do them 2 days a week with me, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, but that's better. The weekends are good. Weekends are unsupervised. That's the key.
Absolutely.
We-
Absolutely.
I'm a pro weekend person. Well, we're down to 30 seconds.
All right. So we gotta
So-
go out with a bang.
We gotta, yes. Mercedes, is she gonna be back next week? Where is
She
she? She
should.
should.
If not, we will Zoom her in because we need her here.
We do need her here. We don't have our act together. That's what I realized.
Right. Well, make sure you tune into our show on the weekends. Today in St. Louis.
We
Weekend
do have our
Edition.
act together for the weekend show.
We do.
We got it. Well,
gotta-
Jack has our act
Our
together.
producer makes sure that
He's
we are
been
tight.
strict lately.
He runs a tight ship.
He has been running a tight ship.
But we love him nonetheless. Well, thank you so much for joining us this week on Kickin' It.
Kicking it. Mercedes should be back next week, and we'll have a longer list of kickers to talk about.
See ya.
Bye.